Hey dreamers, welcome back to the Disney Magical Mindset Podcast. My name is Ruben, your Disney Magic mentor, and today we're diving into one of the most heartfelt, quirky, and deeply meaningful Disney movies ever made, Lilo and Stitch. Now, I gotta confess, I still have not watched the live action film. It's coming. I'm going to be watching it very soon. But I went back to rewatch the animated film, the classic that we all love, because it's not just a story about a wild alien and a lonely little girl. It's about identity, belonging, second chances, and what it truly means to be loved just as you are. So, if you've ever felt a little different, made a few messes in your past, or wondered if the path to your dreams is just too wild and unpredictable, this episode is for you. Because today, I'm going to help you unlock 3 magical life lessons from Lilo and Stitch that'll shift your mindset and help you live your own version of happily ever after on the Hawaiian Roller Coaster ride. Are you ready? Here we go. Now, before we dive into the magical mindset lessons, this particular episode and the movie Lilo and Stitch is really it means a lot to me because Stitch happens to be my son's favorite Disney character. Now, I don't know if if Stitch is still my son's favorite. But, I just remember the times growing up, and the reason I say this is because my son is graduating from high school. And so this movie just brings back so many fond memories of my son and the times that we would share together in Disneyland or just hanging out together at home and doing things. And so I love this movie and this episode, and of course because of the connection to my son. So if you hear me get a little emotional, sentimental today, you'll know why. But with all that said, let's dive into the very first lesson. Lesson number 1: you don't have to be perfect to be loved. Oof, this is so good, and you see it all throughout this movie, the movie Lilo and Stitch. It's such a powerful theme throughout the story. Lilo, as you know, is misunderstood by just about everyone. Doesn't really have friends. No one likes her. They look at her as weird, and she's not somebody that you want to hang out with. And so she feels misunderstood by everyone except Stitch. Right? When Stitch comes along, life changes. And Stitch, he's literally chaos in a furball. I mean, literally, there are moments when you see Stitch just turn into a furball and start rolling around. And in their brokenness, somehow, it's so beautiful to see that in the midst of their brokenness and their messiness and the way that people don't understand them and their weirdness, they see each other. They accept one another. They both live out their quirks and being different without apology. And that's where their magic lies. That's why so many people connect to this movie and to Lilo and Stitch. And isn't it beautiful how Lilo doesn't ask Stitch to change before loving him? What a powerful lesson from a little child. We learn a lot. I learn so much from my kids, man. They be teaching me things every single day. and listen, Lilo, she sees Stitch. She chooses him. In fact, there in the animal shelter, she goes with her sister to find a dog. And of course, she comes across Stitch, who's different than all the other pets, all the other dogs there. That's the one that she wants. She chooses him, chooses to love him. Isn't this what Ohana is? When we hear that famous phrase from the movie that Ohana means family. Family means nobody gets left behind or forgotten. And here's why this is so important. And it's such a powerful theme throughout the entire movie. I don't want us to miss this, because it's one thing for us to extend ohana to those like we grew up with, right? Our blood family, the ones that we do life together. But I don't want us to miss this powerful thought and this extension of love to Stitch, to somebody who's from another galaxy. He's not even part of planet Earth. And they give him this kind of ohana, the beauty of ohana, that it is more than just blood, right? It includes, someone who's adopted into the family, chosen, an intentional family member, right? Those who form this close-knit community. And that's what we see. Stitch, realistically, I mean, come on, let's be real, didn't deserve to be part of this family. Stitch is somebody who brings chaos, and he does things that cause people, to either look the other way or say, hey, I want nothing to do with this. But then you have this Lilo who says, hey, no, you're part of this. And that's what makes us so connected to this film, because all of us want to be part of something. We all want to be part of somebody who welcomes us in and makes us feel like we're part of the family, which is why we all, if you're listening to this, we love Disney and Disneyland and going to Disney parks and Walt Disney World, because there's something about being in this place that makes us part of this family. In fact, some of my greatest friends, I've said this before, are now part of my family, my ohana, from this Disney community that I've found, on social media. Yeah, there's something powerful, beautiful, just so rich about this spirit of ohana, and we see this in Lilo and Stitch. And you want to know what else is powerful? What makes you different is actually what makes you powerful. I'm going to say that again. What makes you different is actually what makes you powerful. You don't need to be polished to be worthy of love. You don't need to be perfect to be part of something beautiful. And Stitch actually says it best towards the end of the movie there. This is my family. It's little and broken. I'm trying to speak like him. I better stop. But still good. Yeah, still good. Let that remind you, you are still good. In the midst of the messiness and the brokenness, there's something beautiful that can be birthed and born out of that. Even when you feel broken, especially then, I hope that's when you will feel most loved. And the way you have that and feel that is by this ohana that you're surrounded by. We are family. We are ohana. I hope you feel this through these podcast episodes. And if you're joining me on the adventures through my social media account on Instagram or in the parks, something about being in Disneyland, and hanging out with friends. I hope that you are part of my ohana. And I'm so grateful that you are here, that we get to do this together. We get to live the magic together because you are the magic. This ohana Disney community is the best. And I'm so grateful for you, which leads me to lesson number 2. Lesson number 2 is all about a Hawaiian roller coaster ride. Yeah, life is a Hawaiian roller coaster ride. Forget point A to point B. Life doesn't work like that, especially when you're chasing dreams or you're healing from the past. I know we think that well, no, I don't think we think this. At least I don't think anyone thinks that life is like point A to point B. I think we desire that. We want that. Whether that's, the way that we, driving from work to home, or when it comes to our dreams and our goals, or when it comes to certain things that happen in life, we want it to be A to B, but it just doesn't work that way. It's not, right? Life has a way to throw you into gnarly waves that you never see coming. You might be in a completely different place today than you imagined a year ago. And guess what? That's okay. That's the ride. In fact, when I look at my life, I hope that's the case, that you're not where you were a year ago. And there are certain things that happen that sometimes you just never even imagine or dream of. Like, when you start sitting in your dreams today, in your goals, and you start seeing things, just come to fruition, and they're starting to just bloom and to grow. And it's like, wow, look at what's happening. And you said to yourself, a year ago, you didn't see yourself like this. You didn't see yourself in this place. That's what I'm talking about. It's not A to B. It's not going to be the way you think it's going to be. It's like Space Mountain. And for many of us, Space Mountain is one of our favorite attractions. The twists, the turns, and the total darkness, which, by the way, I don't know, maybe about a year and a half ago, I don't know if this ever happened to you, but being in Space Mountain when the lights are all on, I had to film it, take camera, right? Take my phone out and start taking photos and video. It's a weird thing to see because we're always in Space Mountain in the dark. And that's just kind of like life. You can't see where you're headed, but if you hold on, guess what? You're going to make it. And the funny thing about all that is at the end, we love Space Mountain. We love the dips, the twists, the turns. I was going to say the twist. There's not much twist there, but, or the corkscrew. There's nothing like that. But you know what I mean? Like we actually enjoy it. And for many people, it's one of their favorite attractions. And you're in the dark. You can't see. But isn't that part of the adventure? So stop trying to control the ride. Start enjoying it. Let go of needing every twist and turn to make sense. It's not going to. Right? You're going to be a year from today, you're going to look back and you'll be like, whoa, I never expected that. Or I met somebody, that I didn't plan to meet a year ago. And that person that I met has changed my life. And now I'm doing things because they invited me to be part of something that I would have never otherwise been part of unless I met them, a year ago. Do you hear what I'm trying to tell you? Or in a year from now, that's exactly what I'm saying. Yes, the chaos, the unexpected, that's where the magic unfolds. Your journey is going somewhere beautiful. Just keep riding, keep going, keep holding on. Because guess what? That ride eventually comes to an end. And then you get back off. And guess what you do? Then you get back on again. Space Mountain through the dark. But that's one of the funnest rides that you'll ever experience in a Disney park. Isn't that cool? By the way, I wonder how many of you love to rope drop Space Mountain. I actually never rope drop Space Mountain because, of course, I'm always rope dropping Peter Pan's flight when I'm there super early. But last year I went with my daughter during the summertime because, the summer's coming and we're going to definitely get some summer Disney days in there. But she wanted to rope drop Space Mountain. So we went on Space Mountain and it was the greatest. It was so fun to experience this with my daughter and to go on this attraction that she loves and I love. We all enjoy. And again, I want it to sink in the midst of the turns and the dips and it going really fast and not being able to see anything. Isn't that part of the magic? That's part of the fun. I just want you to take that same mindset and apply it to your goals, to life, to your dreams, and just hang on for the Hawaiian Roller Coaster ride. Okay, the last lesson I want to share with you is straight from the movie. The words are so powerful that Lilo speaks to Stitch. In fact, when I heard it, I'm like, woo, I got to share this. So good. Again, this is from a child who's dropping wisdom. And here's the third lesson that I need you to get. It doesn't feel good. It might sting a little. It doesn't even sound encouraging up front. So I want to share that, but hang in there because this right here, I believe, is one of the most powerful lessons in the entire movie. And here's the third lesson. Stop wrecking things and start building something new. Straight from the movie, one of the most powerful moments is when Lilo says to Stitch, "You wreck everything you touch. Why not try making something for a change?" Woo! Wow. Yeah, again, when I heard that, this is when they're in the room, getting ready for bed, and they're having these conversations, and she just says something that I had to press pause because I had to rewind and go back again. Because I have felt this way before. Haven't you felt this way too? Like where you just seem to break things or wreck things and nothing seems to be going well or right. And it feels like stuff's falling apart, like everything you touch. And here's what you have to know. Just like the words of this child who spoke life and truth to Stitch, your past doesn't define you. Even though you've left a trail of mistakes, and we all have. I mean, I could sit here right now and I can drop and share all this stuff that I'm not proud of and I'm not happy about, and things that I have wrecked in my life. Yeah, it doesn't feel good. And it's so easy to keep dwelling on those things. But when I do that, I know that I can never make something new if I'm constantly thinking about the things that I've messed up. Oh, wow, that's so good. Here's the truth. Here's the truth. You are not your past. You are your potential. So I just need you to switch it and flip it. Stop thinking that your past defines you and start believing that you are your potential. I'm looking at you, even with the stuff in the past, even with the things that you're not happy about. It's those things that continue to push you forward to help you realize your full potential. And you can't realize your full potential if you're constantly dwelling on the things that you've wrecked in life. That's the past. And Lilo speaks this to Stitch. I want you to know today, you have the power to rewrite your story right now, today. I want to encourage you that you have the ability to say, yes, I'm not happy about some of those things, but I'm not going to let those things define my story. I'm going to rewrite the story today. You don't have to be the person you were. You can be a creator, a builder, a dreamer. You can stop wrecking things and start making something beautiful out of your life, because you are beautiful and you were destined to create beautiful things. It's never too late to become someone new. Stitch, thank you, Lilo. Yeah, thank you for this powerful truth that she spoke to Stitch. And as you continue in the story, you see Stitch rewrites his story, and he's no longer going to be what he was doing in the past, the wreckage, the stuff that he just wasn't happy about. What he wanted more than anything was to belong and to be part of a family. And he gets that dream because he started to change the narrative of his story. And you can too. Woo. Wow. Today, my friends, yeah. I love this. Thank you, man. This is so awesome that I get to be part of this with you. And thank you for giving your time, because I really I just want you to go out there and live the magic. And I hope that you can take these lessons today and apply them in your life. So let me remind you, dreamer, whether you're Lilo, Stitch, or any Disney character that you resonate with, or that you see also from the movie Lilo and Stitch. Let me remind you, you don't need to be perfect to be loved. You don't need to be perfect to be loved. You are loved. Life's meant to be a wild ride, roller coaster ride. Lean into it. Ride that wave. Yeah, it's going to go high sometimes and then it's going to drop you, but you're going to get back up and you're going to continue to ride that wave, because guess what happens as you keep doing it? Come on, you just get better and better. And now you're able to withstand that certain wave, from a 3-footer to a 4-footer to a 6-footer. Yeah, just keep on going. And no matter what your past looks like, you can always choose. You can always choose to make something new. Let Lilo and Stitch remind you, you're not too much, you're not too broken, and you are absolutely still good and amazing. I can't wait to watch the movie here really soon. I hope you get a chance to as well. And son, if you're listening, I want to dedicate this episode to you. I love you with all my heart, and I'm so very, very proud of you. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Magical Mindset podcast, where we continue to just share this Disney love. If this episode lifted you up today, please share it with someone who might need a reminder that they're still good too. If you have not done so already, it would mean the world to me if you would write a review and hit that subscribe button. Let's continue to share this magic. Until next time, keep dreaming, keep believing, keep living boldly. And remember, you are the magic because the magic is in you.